In other words, tell the whole room what you're going to be talking about. Yeah. Because the whole reason of a debate is about
Good afternoon, my dear judges and my colleague. My name is G.S Shyogwe, I'm a speaker in a proposition side. Today, our motion is, this House believes that social media does more harm than good. We define social media as a platform allowing users to create and share content online. And harm, we mean significant negative impact on mental and health, privacy, relationship, and social stability. Social media is very, very important in our development, but it does many harms. Like social media fosters mental health issues, particularly among teens, like suicide, depression, and even emotional distress. That is the first point that can support my side, that social media does many harms than good. The second is social media can foster fake news. It's like misinformation. In COVID-19, many people uses social media to spread many bad news in that pandemic of coronavirus. For my research, social media is very important, but it is like a weapon, especially in youth. It is like a weapon when it does not control it. Thank you.
Good afternoon to my dear colleagues and my fellow teachers. I'm here by the name Yasin and I'm by the opposing side. So this house, the motion goes that social media does more harm than good. But we oppose that social media doesn't do harm. It actually does good a lot. First of all, what is social media? Social media is a collective term for websites and applications that focus on communication, community-based input, interaction, content sharing, and collaboration. People use social media to stay in touch and interact with friends, family, various communities. Another point that social media helps us with the empowerment and advocacy. Social media has been a powerful tool for activism, giving marginalized groups a voice and enabling societal change. For example, we have like Me Too, Black Lives Matter, they are also gained momentum through social media. Another thing, social media is not actually bad. It doesn't cause harm. How it can cause harm is if you misuse it. While social media has its challenges, they often result from misuse rather than inherent flaws in the platform themselves. With proper guidelines and digital literacy, its benefit. Now, the reason why I'm opposing this motion is because, for me, I have personal experiences. I have personal experiences that shape my opinion. That's why. Let me ask you a question, the first speaker. Do you have any personal experiences? Can you give us some personal experiences?
Experiences on social media?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are the experiences?
Private issue.
This is why you are proposing the social media. That's why you're saying that social media is harmful. For me, I get connected with family members who are far from me. Social media helps me in connecting. It also helps me in marketing and doing a lot of things, advertising my business. So, social media is very important in our lives. And another thing that social media helps us with is education and learning. It facilitates educational content sharing and online learning platforms like YouTube, like LinkedIn, and other offer tutorials, courses, and professional advice, helping people acquire now skills and knowledge. Thanks. This is the end of my presentation.
In this motion, which states this house believes that social media does no harm than good. I would like to first ask the first speaker from the opposition side. You just mentioned something about your family connection through social media stuff. You know, you mentioned it. And I want you to answer me, what would happen if your parents or your family members, I don't care who they are, spend 24/7 hours, 24/7 trying to get connected to you every day, every night? What would happen by that time? Like after a certain period of time, what would happen? Let's look at this.
Our relationship might decrease and we might miss it.
The relationship
Might decrease.
might decrease.
Yeah. Can increase.
Okay, I'm not satisfied by the answer, but it's okay. But what I'm trying to show you here is that social media has mental health effects. You feel me? First, when I say mental health, I mean these kinds of disease that people are going to get from being at social media for a long time. What I'm trying to mean by this is that when for example, because this case is not a case that it's, for example, should consider the youth only or maybe the grown-ups only. No, it's a general issue we are tackling down. Therefore, I stand here to propose this because it's a universal issue that is having a very bad effect on today's youth, on today's people worldwide. So, coming back to my points, first, social media does no harm but good, because we are not saying that social media does not do good, it does good, but the time you spend there is going to make things worse. What I mean by this is that, first of all, social media spreads misinformation. What I try to mean is that, for example, okay, first of all, it interrupts other people's privacy. For example, if someone is famous, and then this social media stuff coming to interrupt other people's privacy, I think you guys are feeling it. You feel it, right? First, it spreads misinformation. Two, what I was saying, mental health issues. And then my first speaker came here and said something about, okay, you will be asking us what is social media first. I don't know the definition.
We already know about it.
What's your POV? What's your point of view?
My point of view is that social media, it helps us in our daily life, you know. It's in these days we use social media a lot. And it helps us with a lot of things, like, first of all, communicating, as I said, communicating with other people.
This is something that is very unclear. You're trying to say, what I'm going to say is basically on what you've said previously. You say that social media is going to increase your relationship with your family members, right? But rather, it's going to decrease it. Because you're not going to tell me how you're going to be a parent, and then you're going to come, instead of coming sitting there with your children, and then trying to discuss some issues. Instead, you're just rolling on your feet, rolling on your phone, spending 24 seconds, 24/7 on your phone. Thank you.
Opposers and the audience. I'm here as the second speaker from the opposer side, and my name is Ogram Rapina Suma. And first of all, the motion said that this House believes that social media has done more harm than good. And I'm opposing the motion by saying that social media does more good than harm, according to my point of view. First of all, before I go any further, I would like to first tell the second speaker from the proposer side that you said about that social media causes mental health. Do you know that social media also treats it as more mental health than it causes it? Did you know that? Another one is that you talked about that the time spent on social media. Do you know that the time spent on social media creates creativity? you said about that people's privacy can be seen on social media. On social media, ladies and gentlemen, you can't find that thing that a person didn't put out. If you are keeping your things privately, not on social media but privately, nobody should see it. But if you put it there unusual, then everybody will see it. That means there is you are the one who does not have privacy of your information. Then people will get to know it. That's not the harmful of social media. It's just your knowledge. Another one, the reason why I'm saying this, I heard the point of view, which by saying that social media promotes global connectivity among nations. You know that President, His Excellency can talk with another president in another nation when he is sitting here. That's global connection, which promotes international relationship, which is better for our development, our daily development. Another one is that access about information and education. Education provided by social media is better than the education provided without social media. Due to the fact that there are social media streets that are like webs where we can find more information that we need in our daily life. Problem that we cannot solve for ourselves, social media can solve them. For example, ChatGPT, Maps Connect, and other social media websites. Another one is that empowerment of social movements. Social media empowers social movements, for example, like Black Lives Matter. People in Rwanda wouldn't have known Black Lives Matter if there was no social media. Because information cannot move from USA and come in Rwanda. Can it pass in air? Is it oxygen? I want to know that. Another one is that business growth and innovation. Social media provides us with more innovation than we know. You think your brain is big, but social media is a connection of different people, where everybody drops seeds or ideas. And if you connect them with yours, then we grow up something big. You know that two heads are better than one. Deny it. Another one, it fosters international relationship, as I said before. And I would like to ask you the opposite side. How about, you said that they are harmful. Do you think that the harm caused by social media can be mitigated with the proper regulation and usage? The proper regulation and usage of social media are that having privacy about your data, you adjusting private settings. If you don't do that, then it means you first tell them you're talking. But if you do each and everything in its way, following the rules and regulation, then we first enjoy the way of using social media. Allowed?
Thank you, second speaker. So you said something about connectivity and stuff, and providing your own ideas, the point of views.
Yeah.
So do you consider any of those points of views? How those points of views are? What are they and what are they going to affect?
Those points of views I'm talking about are the ones to convince you that social media does more good than harm. Thank you.
Hello everyone. I'm here. My name is G.S and I'm the first speaker of the opposition side. I'm here by telling the opposition side that what they're saying are very wrong, and if possible they will change the side. Here I will start by telling that our team has demonstrated how social media has more mental health problems, spreads misinformation, exploits privacy, and manage real-life relationships, as my colleague has said, like parental and children relationship. If your parent spends more time on YouTube or any other platform, may not be collaborating or having more time to talk with him, and that may affect your real life, your mental health. And also I've heard that you say that those social media has more benefits in education, but remember that the same platforms that offer tutorials also expose children to inappropriate and harmful content such as dangerous TikTok blackout challenge. You should consider that also. And also, the negative impacts of social media such as cyberbullying and hate speech and fake news are magnified by the algorithm designed to prioritize engagement over well-being. That's another point. And by saying that as conclusion, you say that the social media. Wait a moment. You say that social media provides or spread friendship.
Yeah.
For me, by hearing that, and you say that you're considering that before or for our first generation there were no friendship. And I say that there were friendship more than this time because there were no platforms or any other social media. But you were saying that there were no friendship or education. By another, I'm saying that you're not trying to get back into those first generation because that is not possible even. But as long as you already know that underage are not allowed to use those social medias because they are the new generation, new leaders or new followers, that's prohibited. Thank you.
Point of information. You are talking about that, you are asking me that I talked about the friendship of social media, promotes friendship. And you asked me, before social media, there was a friendship. There was friendship, but not international like today. Do you get me?
Yeah.
You feel me? And you said about that, if your parents spend hours on social media, then you will be like something. Do you know that social media is a source of entertainment? Happiness of a parent is happiness of a child. Do you get me? You feel me?
I think that you...
Another one is that, no, wait, I'm still telling you about what you said that it's not like you did me. Another one you said that this social media does what?
Sorry?
You said that social media does what?
That's more harm than good.
That's more harm than good by saying, breaking my point, saying that social media education can lead like to, can you tell me how social media education is harmful?
Thank you, sorry.
Thank you.
My name is G.S from the opposition side. I'm the third speaker from the opposition side. I'll continue with what my teammates say. But before, I'd like to ask Honorable to say there is many examples of harmful education. You may tell us about it.
Sorry, come again.
You told us that harmful education. There is harmful education. Can you explain more about that?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that there is a harmful.
Okay, I will continue with my points. The first point is social medias help in spreading news. These social media helps in spreading news by getting, for example, when something happens outside, we get it immediately on social media and stay updated by the outside world. The second is source of money. We all know those influencers on social media who are gaining money because of social media. Is that harm? You're saying that social media bring more harm? The second point is that it provides business opportunities. When you get a business idea, you get the opportunity to advertise it so that you may get the customers to your business. Hello?
Okay, thank you. Your second speaker came here and said about real life interactions. No, I mean, the parent-child relationship through social media, right?
Yeah.
Do you accept with what she said?
Of course.
Do you know what is real life interactions?
Yeah.
Can you answer? Can you please tell me?
Thank you.
Real life interactions.
Real life interactions.
Mhm.
There's all relationship you got outside. For example, outside from your individual life.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Once again, and I'm here as the second speaker from the opposition side, and I'm going to give you in summary what was from our side, all the reprise, what we call as the reprise speech. First of all, they asked us, my first speaker, Honorable Singh, came and talked about, explained the motion, and then talked about the point of view of, and the second speaker came and I explained more about the friendly interaction, international cooperation, about and the other importance of social media in general. There was a question that asked how parents can still maintain strong real-life connections with their children despite of the variance of social media. You asked how a parent can connect with his or her child on social media, and he said that it can destroy that. But I'm here by saying that on the parental and child relationship, it depends on the quality. Here, what I say by quality is that time given to the child is the one that does not matter, but the actions done in that time are the ones that matter. Another one is that I strongly oppose the motion of social media. Does more harm than good. Because social media connects people globally, like families, using WhatsApp and stay in touch across connects. It fractures education with the platforms. You said that social media has more effect on education. I wanted to ask that what are those harms of social media against education? Another one is that with the platform like YouTube offering free. Okay, thank you. That's what.
Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen. And as I said previously, I'm called Alvo, thank you very much. And now the second speaker from the proposition side, and I'm going to be delivering the reply speech in 1 to 2 minutes. First of all, honorable dear judges, today's debate has made one thing clear. Social media does more harm than good. We all know that. By saying this, I mean that social media's harms, like, you know, it has many benefits, it has many good things, but they are more profound, systematic, and far-reaching, if you can consider it in real life. So, while the opposition has pointed the minor benefits, they failed to the comparison to the overwhelming evidence of the damage caused by social media. So, we showed you how social media really harms mental health, spreads misinformation, and undermines privacy and relationships between parents and children, as you could say. Thank you. Thank you. And we also said about something like these are real life issues that you must tackle down. So, considering the closing statement, I would say social media provides to bring us closer, but instead isolates, manipulates, and exploits us, which we call connecting us, rather it's not. So the harms are undeniable, and we argue that to stand with the proposition side, because you can all see that social media does really harm.